Hey guys, me. Number 10. Divers spotted glowing eyes in the deep. A group of divers discovered something terrifying deep underwater. They were exploring the ocean floor when they saw a pair of bright, glowing eyes staring back at them from the darkness. It looked like some kind of ghostly creature straight out of a nightmare, except it was real. It was even scarier because these divers knew exactly where they were. They were off the coast of a spooky old lighthouse in Maine, known as Two Light State Historic Site. The lighthouse was built way back in 1827. It operated until the middle of the 20th century, and now it just sits there, crumbling into the sea. The divers knew that this place was supposedly haunted. Before they went down, they heard all about the ghost stories surrounding the lighthouse. And then they saw him. The diver snapped a picture of what he saw, though the camera flash didn't do much to pierce the gloom. The shadowy figure was wrapped in what looked like seaweed or kelp. There were glowing barnacles where its eyes should be. Some say it looks like a humanoid creature, and others say it looks more like an octopus. But everyone agrees that it has glowing eyes. It's called the Drowned Warden, and locals say it's the spirit of an old lighthouse keeper who drowned many years ago. The story goes that the keeper was so obsessed with his work that he didn't notice the waves crashing over the tower. The water rose higher and higher, eventually flooding the entire structure. He tried to escape, but the door was locked from the outside, and he was trapped inside the tower. As it slowly filled with water, when he finally kicked the bucket, his body became one with the sea. He was trapped underwater, unable to find peace. And now he's doomed to wander the ocean floor forever, searching for treasure that doesn't exist. But why is he so angry? Why does he drown anyone who gets too close? According to legend, the keeper wasn't always so angry. In fact, he was considered quite a happy fellow until one day he found his daughter dead on the shore. She had been killed by rocks that fell from the cliffs above. Grief overwhelmed him, causing him to become bitter and withdrawn. Then came the night he drowned. His friends and family believe he took his own life, but no one knows for sure. Whatever happened, his soul ended up bound to the lighthouse. Now, he's a malevolent spirit, bent on revenge. He wants to inflict the same pain and suffering on others that he experienced during his lifetime. To make matters worse, the Drowned Warden isn't alone. He has company. Other ghosts have been spotted around the lighthouse, including the ghost of a girl who drowned after falling off a nearby boat. Then there's the ghost of a captain who crashed his schooner into the rocks near the lighthouse. All of these tormented souls are trapped within the old stone tower, unable to move on until someone helps them find peace. 9 divers flee in terror. The discovery of the Drowned Warden wasn't made by just one group of divers. It's actually been spotted multiple times. That's why so many divers are terrified to go anywhere near the ruins of the lighthouse. It all started back in 2016, when a diver snapped a photo of the mysterious glowing eyes peering at him from the depths. Since then, more and more divers have reported seeing the exact same thing. Some say the creature lunges at them out of nowhere, and others claim it watches them silently from afar. Many divers say the experience was so terrifying that they had to turn tail and flee, abandoning their mission to explore the underwater ruins. They don't want to stick around and find out if the creature is friendly. There are those who say the whole thing is a hoax. After all, how could a diver snap a photo of glowing eyes and no body? But there are plenty of other divers who claim to have seen the creature lurking around the old lighthouse. It doesn't seem to be a hoax, and if it's not, then what exactly is the creature? Could it really be the ghost of the lighthouse keeper? Do you think the Drowned Warden is a real ghost? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And if you're liking this video, be sure to hit the thumbs up and subscribe buttons if you haven't already. Number 8. Lurking near shipwrecks. If you're ever diving near an old shipwreck, watch out for the Drowned Warden. That's because he loves hanging out near shipwrecks. He especially likes to mess with treasure hunters who dive on sunken ships looking for lost loot. Many divers have told stories about the creature suddenly appearing out of nowhere, startling them while they sift through old barrels and crates. He also seems to guard the shipwrecks jealously. If you try to swim too close, he might reach out and grab you, pulling you down into the murky depths. That's just what happened to one diver named Ben. He was searching a long-lost schooner when he suddenly felt a grip on his leg. He turned to see the shadowy figure of the Drowned Warden staring at him with glowing eyes. Ben panicked and thrashed wildly, trying to free himself from the creature's grasp, but the stronger it pulled him, the deeper he sank. Eventually, he blacked out, and when he came to, he was lying on the beach, gasping for air. His diving suit was ripped and torn, and he had several nasty cuts and bruises on his legs. When the other divers asked him what happened, he told them he had seen the Drowned Warden. He described the creature with glowing eyes and barnacle-covered skin, but nobody believed him. To this day, he's the only diver who claims to have actually interacted with the creature. Number 7. How to avoid the Drowned Warden. If you're planning on diving at the Two Light State Historic Site, you should probably know how to avoid the dreaded Drowned Warden. First of all, never go there alone. You should always dive with a partner. This way, if you see the creature, your buddy can take over, and vice versa. You can keep an eye out for each other, and if one of you spots the Drowned Warden, the other can help keep calm and get away. you should also bring along a bright light. The Drowned Warden lurks in dark, murky depths. So bring the brightest light you have. Try to stay far away from the old lighthouse. The Drowned Warden is most active around the ruins. So if you want to avoid trouble, stay away. Finally, don't go dive in there at night. The Drowned Warden is only visible during the day, so it's probably safe to dive there at night. But who knows? It's best not to take the chance. What do you think about these rules? Do you think they would help against the dreaded Drowned Warden? Let me know in the comments below. Number 6. A legend passed down through generations. The legend of the Drowned Warden has been passed down through generations of New England. The tale was originally written down by a man named John N. Cole back in 1883. But there are even older stories about the vengeful sea spirit. No one knows exactly where the story originated, but most agree it came from the people who first settled the area. According to the legend, the Drowned Warden was once a happy-go-lucky lighthouse keeper. That was until his daughter died. From that moment on, he became a shell of his former self. He refused to speak to anyone and would spend all day staring out at the endless horizon. People in the small town noticed he wasn't operating the lighthouse properly. The lamp wasn't lit every night, and the signal was often unclear. One night, a ship approached the coast. They needed the lighthouse to guide them safely to shore, but they couldn't see the light. As a result, the ship crashed into the rocks, and everyone on board was killed. When the townspeople asked the keeper why he let them die, he simply shrugged and said he didn't remember. From that point on, the townspeople demanded he quit his job. He walked out, refusing to operate the lighthouse anymore. He decided he didn't care if ships crashed or not. He didn't want to be bothered anymore. But soon after, the lighthouse flooded and he drowned inside. 5. The mystery remains unsolved. Even today, no one really knows what happened to the lighthouse keeper. Did he take his own life? Was he driven insane by grief, or did the vengeful sea simply claim him as his own? Nobody knows. What we do know is that there's a ghostly presence haunting the old lighthouse ruins, moving from ship to ship, dragging sailors to their deaths. At least that's what the legend says. But is there any truth to the legend? Could there really be a malevolent spirit haunting the old lighthouse, killing anyone who gets too close? We may never know for sure, but there are plenty of divers who swear they've seen the Drowned Warden for themselves. In the end, whether or not the Drowned Warden is real doesn't really matter. The legend has become part of the local folklore, and there's no denying that. The old lighthouse is haunted. Just ask any of the divers who have seen the mysterious glowing eyes staring back at them from the dark depths. Thanks for watching. What do you think is going on off the coast of Maine? Let me know in the comments below. And if you haven't already, be sure to follow for more videos like these. See you next time.